everyone. I'm happy to be here today. After this pandemic, see again people face to face is incredible. The vibe on this conference is really amazing, and thank you for being here for my talk. Today I'm going to try to explain one of the big challenges that we have right now in Ethereum 2. Since we want to have decentralized validator pool, but taking care of both sides, the hardware and also the pooling the ETH. And yeah, well, my name is Eduardo Antuña. I'm one of the co-founders of Damnot. We started this project in 2017 with the help of Jordi Vallina and also Griffrim. At that moment, we realized that even we are creating amazing decentralized technologies, we were still committing the same mistakes that in the past. So we were accessing, and we are, in a centralized manner. So that is why we create this concept of Damnot with the idea of create a public good that allows to create a human-centric decentralized hardware infrastructure. So if we take a look to the S2 design goals, we can see that we have several points of common with that. The centralization part and also the resilience, but also the security and simplicity were common points with Damnot. So that is why we introduced ETH2 validation on Damnot from the very beginning at the Genesis moment. Right now, we are very proud that we have 2,609 validators. It's for us an incredible number. We are very proud of having 251 million total value on Damnot. But we only represent less than 1% of the network. We don't have metrics. It's one of our principles. We take care of the privacy of the users, but this is self-reported with the graffiti on the network. But the question is it too really decentralized? And if we take a look to the numbers, we can see that Binance has 24,000 validators on the network, Kraken has 30,000 validators, and Coinbase has 48,000 validators. So if we take a look to all the numbers, we can see that the 10 entities on the network control 62% of the network. We don't think that is really decentralization, and that is why we are trying to achieve and find a solution for this. There is also people in the community that they realize that this is not the ideal situation. Like, for example, Marty Koppelman in May also complains about this. We have not achieved any improvement. But also, for example, Shasha is complaining that we are not taking any measure to achieve a more decentralized network. We know that when you are centralized, you have a lot of risk. For example, we have been seeing rug pulls, slashings, and we are also losing all the benefits of decentralized technologies like privacy and resilience. So we are also saying we are not perfect, and it's not just about validation decentralization. We also need to talk about client diversity. We only support Prism right now, and we have been working on being able to have all the clients from 1 year ago, more or less. Right now, thank you to the AP 3030 and also the key management API proposed by Lion, we are very close to have all the clients on Damnot. Thank you to the work of Pablo Mendez and also Marcelino. We are going to revert the situation. This is our current model. We only support one client for one reason, is that our aim, our target is to make as easy as possible for users to run a validator. So we expect them not to run command line. The only client that introduced a UI was Prism, and that is why since then we have been using, but we need to change this. For that we are going to start using Web3 Resigner. We are very close to have it ready. We are in the final test phase. And the cool thing about the Web3 resigner is that we can control all the clients with just one piece that aggregate all the keys of your node. And this is going to allow us to switch between clients. And it has also several properties, like, for example, having one only slashing database, you can safely move from clients. And when you target people is people that are not technical, this is a critical point. Now, with this solution, we are safe that no one is going to make any mistake. To make this happen, we had the help of the Prism people, like James. Also, Joachim helped us to build the Web3 Resigner UI, with which we are going to control all the clients, but also all the help of several client implementers. So, yeah, let's talk about other things. Let's see why it's not possible today to have a truly decentralized validation. And a key point of this is that you cannot delegate your validator key to anyone, because he can slash you, sign an exit, or sort you. So that means that you need to control the validator key, and you can't put in the hands of other people. So this is the main reason why people need to set up their own hardware and infrastructure. And to address this situation, we figured out how we can put these four pieces together. BLS signature has incredible properties. These properties allow us to create a threshold signature, N of M, that we can use to create a common public validator key. So mainly the idea is that if we sign the same message with different private keys, the aggregation of N of M allow us to have a common public key. But also we have another interesting thing, that is the distributed key generation. This multi-party computation allow us to create private key, well, not a private key, a public common key, without having the private key at any moment on any place. This is quite different to the Samir secret sharing, because as you may know, when you have the Samir secret sharing, you need to split the private key. So that means that you need to have the private key at some point. With the distributed key generation, you don't need to have this key at any moment. And also we are going to take this Web3 signing that are already mentioned, and making some kind of magic, or, well, more cryptography that's magic. We are working on this approach. So the main idea behind of this is to take a DApp node as is right now, and add a new piece that is the Web3 aggregator. It's quite similar to the Web3 signer, but with slightly difference. So we are going to take the duties of the network, the proposals, the blocks, and all the stuff that need to be signed. And in this case, we are not going to sign it directly, like in the Web3 signer. We are going to broadcast to a consortium of DKG signers. So we want to split the validation work from the signer work. When we broadcast these messages to all these entities, then we are going to receive the response on the DApp node, and inside of that node is where we really aggregate all these signatures. This has several interesting properties, and the first one is that since we have a threshold signature N of M, the N first responses are the one that we are going to aggregate, making the latency to have a signature very, very small. That is very important when you are validating on Ethereum 2. And yeah, when we aggregate this signature, then we have the signed message that we are going to broadcast to the network. Another property that this model has is that we can have management of these validators and also designers, allowing us to opt in, opt out of the network. That currently is one of the issues of Ethereum 2. You can sign an exit. That means that you are stopping to validating, but you cannot opt in for 1 month or 2 months. So imagine that you are moving to a new house, then you need to sign an exit and wait until you can take the Ether. But with this, we can have a protocol that coordinate who is the current validator and distribute the network in a more uniform way. Yeah, well, mainly this is a sum up of all the benefits of this. Is trustless, since we don't have the key, the private key at any moment. Increase the security, since we can have a slashing database on the hardware, but also on the consortium of signers. It's quite simple to implement, quite not easy, but at least we don't need to modify any of the current client implementations, allowing us to have a plug-and-play solution on top of them. We increase the decentralization. I know that this is not truly or fully decentralized, but it's a way to have a more decentralized network. We have a lemma on Damnot. We decentralize until it hurts, and we centralize it until it works. And for now, is the only way to make this happen. And we also want to have the concept of infrastructure as a service. From the very beginning, we try to incentivize people to run nodes, because otherwise you don't have any reason to run a node or to have decentralized network. And that is why having this model and having incentivization to run these nodes is going to increase this decentralization. Right now, a big chunk of the network is in the hands of AWS, DigitalOcean, or other service providers, and we are trying to figure out how we can solve that issue. But we need the second piece of this puzzle. This is how we are going to take the ETH from the network and put in the hands of this system. There are several projects working on this direction, like Lido or Liquid Staking. We are going to try to find a partnership with them. We are approaching this problem from the base layer, not from the top layer, the smart contract part. But mainly we want to follow the same approach they are taking. So mainly the idea is to take ETH on a DAO and create batches of 32 ETH. One cool thing is that we can also have several DAOs. It not needs to be common DAO for everyone. For example, imagine that you have an entity that has a lot of ETH and want to split the ETH in several validators. They can run this DAO itself and split it on the network. So yeah, well, we take the ETH, we create batches of 32 ETH, and then it's when designers need to generate this multi-party computation on chain to create the public key of every batch of 32 ETH. When we have this public key, then we can trigger the deposit of these deposits on the deposit contract. And at this point, we are ready then to take the control of this validator, and thank you to the management protocol, we can assign this to the different DApp nodes around the world. So yeah, mainly with this, we are allowing to take ETH in a decentralized manner and to split the work in several entities. And we have seen that this has a lot of advantages. We have liquid staking, but also liquid hardware. It's important to mention that we are not going to need collateral to implement this solution. The only one that needs to put collateral maybe is going to be the consortium, because at the end the workers that are the DApp nodes that are making the current work, they are not allowed to make any problem to the validator process. Increase the decentralization levels. We don't have withdrawal private key at any moment, since the the withdrawal is going to be the smart contract directly, the DAO. We don't have a validator private key at any point, since we are going to use this DKG ceremony to create the validators. And we also incentivize individuals to maintain the network, because we expect that they are going to take a fee for making this work. And another cool thing is that we are going to be more geographically distributed hardware. You know, one of the key points of all this technology is to be resilient to censorship. And making this happen is a key point to make the network more strong for everyone. This is our expectation, the roadmap for the coming months. Right now we are working on the slashing protection and also the communication with the clients. And yeah, we expect to start to having first tenant very soon. But for that we need you. We have a very talented developers helping us, like Miguel Angel Prada or Nando, and also Jesus. But we need more help working on this. This is an important piece of infrastructure, and we need more people helping us to build it. So if you are interested on this, you can send me a private message or reach Paul that is around here or there. And we will happy to introduce you our technology and make you part of all of this. So, well, this is our current plans. Thank you for being here. And if you are interested on know more about this, you can reach us in Discord or send us a direct message. So, thank you so much.